Hi, and welcome to the Route to CISO Podcast. It's me, Chris Rides. I'm going to be your host, and I'm going to be chatting to seasoned Chief Information Security Officers about their career journeys. We're going to be unencrypting their real-life stories and searching for the hidden keys to help you fast-track your cybersecurity career. So,
yes.
Was it particularly hard to get that first position then? Is that something that's become harder with time, do you think?
So I think that it has become harder with time. It wasn't particularly difficult, for me to transition in. I went into a very entry level role. And I think part of the reason why it was just easier was because I wasn't transitioning out of a career where I had expectations, for salary. And, a lot of folks that are looking to kind of change their path are folks that, may be married already and have children, or, they're later on in their career and they're trying to pivot. So they have certain expectations, as well as I think, from an organization perspective, when you're hiring and interviewing folks, you want to take kind of somebody that's a little fresh into, the role and into the industry that you can kind of mold and help. And I think that there's a lot of transitions that need to happen with regards to how we view that as practitioners when we are interviewing folks that are looking to pivot, because there's tremendous value and there's so many skills that are transferable that I think as cybersecurity professionals and hiring managers, we just have to kind of shift in the way we think and help upskill and develop folks. So yeah, great. They did another job for 20 years that wasn't cyber. So what? They may have skills that'll give you perspective on how the business operates in a different manner and how you can translate cybersecurity into that part of the business. So I think a lot of what we see and the difficulty to pivot has to do with those two things. It's just kind of changing that mentality. And also, again, what are required for folks that are pivoting is a little different than somebody that's just really new into their career. And are just able to kind of, accept those lower level roles, lower pay as they build, their experience.
Yeah, it's everything you're saying there kind of hits home, because when I'm speaking to people that are saying, I really want to get into cybersecurity, some of those discussions falter when you start talking about salaries. And you can understand why. You've got mortgage, you've got children, you've got, you've got to have a certain level of salary, because you've got bills to certain levels, right? Absolutely. So it's very tough to do that. So I think that's right. Sometimes we get a little bit of, well, I was a manager here and now taking an entry level role, that's a really tough. So there's a lot of these things that people have to think about. But you've got a unique view of that, because having come from having a different background, not doing a computer science degree, there's so much valuable, and I know we'll talk about that as we talk through your career, but there must have been so much value in what you were doing. Plus, the thing I really liked that we've not really hit on then is you went to another bank, so you did have industry experience.
Correct. So I maintained within the same industry for about 10 years and continued kind of going through different roles that would build upon, the previous. So I was able to go into other organizations and build upon what I'd learned and really help, kind of drive change and re-engineer process. So because I had a business mentality and because I had a lot of training in that space, I could come in and, understand, again, the different side of cybersecurity and how to drive that and how to, have success in a project when you're trying to deliver it, and how to have conversations with executives. I had that part down. I just had to upskill, my technical side. So I went back and did a bunch of certs. I have 6 of the top cybersecurity certs in the industry, your typical CISSP, CISM, my CRISC, my CIBT, a bunch of certs. And I started there first because I wanted something that would really just kind of help bridge that technical gap. And then I eventually went to Harvard University and did my master's in information systems, because I figured, okay, I need to have that balance. So now I have, my bachelor's in business administration, my master's in information systems. I have these certs. It makes me very, very well-rounded. You add to that, my experience, and you kind of get the journey to where I am today. So first decade was just all financial services. And then I left financial services and went to a different industry, completely different, and was working for Univision Communications, which is the largest global Spanish network, or at least they were at the time.
Thank you for listening to the Route to CISO podcast. If there's something you really want me to ask on the next episode, or if you're a CISO who wants to inspire the next generation, please reach out. I'll leave a URL to my LinkedIn profile and make sure you connect and message me there. We're always looking for feedback, so please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.